first three learning outcome. Today we will finish up the first subtopic, transport in mammalian. So I will continue another three learning outcome by NPM. So maybe you guys can see. So for today we will learn about the cardiovascular disease. And then next we will learn about the lymphatic system toward the blood circulatory system. Okay, so we are wasting our time. We will begin now. Okay, so cardiovascular disease. I think this kind of topic, I think in SPM you guys also learn, right? I think, but maybe you already forget. Anyway, for STPM you will learn one more time cardiovascular disease, and then this topic is one of the topic that normally will come out in essay question lah. I think it's not mistaken already come out 2 to 3 times in essay already. And then the marks normally is very high. Normally is 9 marks, 10 marks, even 12 marks. Got 1 year. It even get come out in 12 marks. So actually this kind of question is one type of hot question, hot topic that you guys should know. Okay, so I think in cardiovascular disease, everyone should know that one condition that we learn in cardiovascular disease is this term, arteriosclerosis. Arteriosclerosis. And then another term that we will learn is atherosclerosis. So actually these are totally two different terms that you need to learn. Arteriosclerosis and atherosclerosis are two different terms, and they give two different meaning as well. So please don't confuse it. So in examination you need to differentiate them very detail lah. Okay, so what is meaning of arteriosclerosis? So arteriosclerosis actually is more to the general name for the causes of cardiovascular disease. So it is actually the condition when our arteries wall condition become hard and stiff, that already can interfere or already affect our blood flow and disrupt the normal working of your circulatory system. This kind of condition we will consider as arteriosclerosis, meaning that when your artery wall become hard or become stiff or become narrower already, your artery wall already have the problem in your artery wall, already affect the blood flow in the artery, then we will consider as arteriosclerosis. And then under arteriosclerosis, we will have three main types of classes: atherosclerosis, and then another one is arteriosclerosis, and another one is Mungerberg medianus calcific sclerosis. In our syllabus, we will only focus on atherosclerosis only. Others two you don't need to know. You don't need for especially for this one, Mungerberg medianus calcified sclerosis, and this one you don't need to learn. You don't need to learn as well. Totally you don't need to learn because this is not in your syllabus. But if you want to have the extra knowledge, you can search about it. Okay. So actually, arteriosclerosis, it actually is the arteriosclerosis is one type of class that have the same name. So actually, in the real definition, in the detailed definition, it's about the thickening of arterial wall, small arterial vessel, arterial vessel with one or two layer of smooth muscle cell. So actually arterial, so already mentioned arterial. Arterial meaning that it is actually involved only arterial vessel, meaning it is involved in only arterial only. The small artery vessel. So actually there are two class also, but you don't need to, as I mentioned, this is not in your syllabus. You no need to learn. Just extra knowledge to you lah. because in your syllabus is about arteriosclerosis. So if you want to explain about arteriosclerosis, you need to involve this lah. But just in general explanation only, you don't need to learn in more detail lah. Okay, another one is what say Mangelberg medial calcified sclerosis. So this one is about the calcification process that affect the medial of large and medium size of artery. So this is another type of hardening because due to the calcification. Calcification is one type of calcium. So we know that calcium is the main component of the bone, right? When we drink more high calcium ion, then we can treat our bone, right? Increase the hardness of the bone. So calcification actually is one type of hardness process due to the accumulation of calcium ion. So yeah, you don't need to learn too. You don't need to learn in detail what are their mechanism. You don't need to learn. Okay, but this kind atherosclerosis, this one you must learn. This one is on your syllabus. So atherosclerosis is one of the classes under arteriosclerosis. So what are the definitions? So this is the definition of atherosclerosis. So atherosclerosis actually is one kind of cardiovascular disease, and then where the interior wall of the arteries are damaged, inflamed, and narrow because of lipid deposit in their wall. So actually, in the atherosclerosis, the main effect is interior wall of the arteries. The interior wall of the artery is not involved in exterior. Dia dekat dalam punya. So if you see this diagram, this is the uh, artery vessel. So actually in normal artery vessel, this in the middle part should be have the artery column one. At the middle part should be empty space one, because empty space is need to for the blood to flow. But for the atherosclerosis disease, for those who have the atherosclerosis, so the interior wall of the artery wall is already accumulated with the lipid deposit. So all of the lipid component so that is why the people many we know that when we eat the high fat food content like french fries, fried chicken, fried rice, all the yang goreng punya lah. Semua makanan-makanan yang terlibat goreng punya, lemak punya, semua makanan ni akan menyebabkan sakit jantung kan. So one of the main reason is due to this atherosclerosis, because it already affect our blood flow in the artery wall because of the lipid deposit in here. So if you see here, actually the lumen space is very narrow now. In original, the lumen should be should be circle like this. The normal lumen should be circle like this. The space is very big, but for now, for this kind of patient, the lumen now still only at here only. Sangat kurang it already become narrow, meaning that all the blood, all your erythrocyte, leukocyte, the blood component only can flow and only can pass through this narrow space only. Others already be blocked by the lipid deposit already. So you will see here there are blood and thrombus. So for our syllabus, you will learn how does it form. How this thrombus and this blood is formed. So we know that lipid deposit, but why say that when lipid deposit at here, it will form the thrombus and blood at here? So we will see the mechanism. Okay, so the mechanism involved, there are four main process. Four main process will be involved. Damage to endothelium, fatty strip formation, lipid plug lesion and complicated plug formation. Okay, so what are they? What are they? We go to one by one. Okay, so as we know that the structure of the this one you learn in SPM, I think. Although STPM you not learn about the blood vessel, but I think in SPM you should know the structure of the blood vessel already. And then within our blood vessel, we know that uh there are the muscle tissue layer we call as endothelium. So endothelium actually is lying inside the outer wall. Okay, so actually the first step of the atherosclerosis is that the endothelial layer is already damaged. So how it's damaged? So when they are the when the endothelial layer is already damaged, this will cause the smooth muscle inside the outer wall, within the outer wall, will start to migrate into the blood, into the lumen. And then the macrophage and smooth muscle will invade intima and accumulate the lipid at here. Right here. Okay, so first step is your endothelial layer of the outer wall is already been damaged. Dia dah rosak, and then what will happen is it will happen fatty streak formation. Okay, what is fatty streak? Fatty streak is that when your endothelial tissue layer is already damaged, your macrophage and the macrophage macrophage and the smooth muscle cell will start to engulf lipid. Because if your endothelial layer is already damaged, your lipid now is already accumulated at here. Because in normal condition, lipid components should not able to should not able to what inside the blood lumen one. Should be not. But for now, due to your lipid content is too high, it already damaged your endothelial tissue layer, and your smooth muscle tissue now is starting to migrate dia macam keluar lah. Sepatutnya your smooth muscle tissue semua dekat dinding outer ni, tapi sekarang dia starting to release out. Your muscle cells starting to release out. Okay, now this one what will happen is your macrophage will detect lipid as the foreign molecule. Dia akan detect macrophage, dia akan tahu ini lipid sepatutnya dia tak boleh dekat. Lipid punya dia bukan dekat blood inside your blood. If you still remember your blood component, no lipid, right? They should know lipid as in your blood component. But for now, lipid component for your blood is very high. Your macrophage will now starting to trigger their innate immune response to detect that the lipid molecule inside the blood, within the blood, is the foreign pathogen. So they will start to initiate the phagocytosis, but actually lipid is not pathogen. So when your macrophage is starting to engulf or phagocyte the lipid molecule, but actually it cannot hydrolyze it, because lipid is not pathogen. Actually the function of the macrophage, the phagocytosis, it only can release the enzyme that only can lyse the pathogen, the bacteria only. Dia tak boleh hydrolyze lipid molecule ni. So when it cannot hydrolyze, what will happen is it will form the foam cell. Foam cell, meaning that the macrophage now is not a macrophage. It will become inactivated form we call as foam cell, that all the component that within inside the macrophage, semua component tu hanya ada lipid je. Dia tak boleh function lah. Karena sepatutnya function dia perlu hydrolyze lipid ni. Tapi hydrolyze lipid ni. Tapi in the real situation, makrofag tak boleh. Ya, memang tak ada enzim yang boleh hydrolyze lipid punya. Tak ada. Dia hanya ada enzim yang boleh hydrolyze bakteria je. So, tak ada, memang dia akan repeat akan maintain at there. At there lah. So, maintain at there meaning that the macrophage tak boleh bekerja langsung lah. Dia tak boleh bekerja lah kerana semua lipid dekat badan dia, so dia tak boleh function. It will form the inactivated form called as form cell, and then it will accumulate at here. Totally accumulate at here. Dia akan accumulate semua dekat sini. Semua dekat sini. And then this one, when the accumulation is happen, it will form the fatty streak at here. So next, when the fatty streak is more and more, later it will form the lipid plaque. Lipid plaque. Meaning that your smooth muscle will start to proliferate, collagen and other ECM deposition extracellular lipid will start to accumulate here. They are going to start to accumulate at here. And then you will see this diagram. Sepatutnya ini lumen awak. Ini normal lumen awak. Tapi dia macam, you will see this diagram, they are starting to narrowing now. Narrowing the blood lumen. And after finally you will form the lipid plaque at here. Ini lipid plaque. Sepatutnya sini bukan plaque. Sepatutnya sini should be the lumen. But for now, it will already form a plaque, and finally it will form the thrombus. It will form the thrombus. When the plaque is rupture, is already plaque, yang ni plaque, dia sepatutnya sekarang dia terdekat dekat artery wall, but when this plaque is already ruptured from the artery wall, it will form the thrombus. So this is the overall process of atherosclerosis. Okay, so in this diagram, more detail. So actually this is the plaque formation. The plaque formation as well, and then this is the thrombus. So this thrombus actually is already it is come from this kind of plaque. So when this plaque is already ruptured from the artery wall, it will form thrombus. Thrombus. So memang kalau tak control lagi, memang dia akan totally block the lumen as well. So if you see this kind of patient, the lumen now is very narrow. I think here only. Only this part, the blood can flow. Others part already blocked, already totally blocked. So this kind of patient is very dangerous lah. Actually very dangerous already. Okay, so this one is another diagram. So more detail. So this one is normal punya patient. So you already mentioned about the artery wall. So the surface of the artery wall contain the endothelium tissue. So this is the atherosclerosis process. After the atherosclerosis process, dia akan macam ni. So all the lipid component is now already accumulated here. Now all the lipid component are accumulated here, and then due to the macrophage cannot engulf them, and then the foam cell are accumulated at here. The blood, our blood vessel was starting to form another layer, starting to form the smooth muscle tissue at here. So dia macam menjadi satu komponen dekat sini lah. Satu komponen untuk salah satu komponen dia combine together sebagai salah satu komponen, tapi actually not. So this one, if you see here, all of these are lipid. Semua lipid ni. Dia accumulate lipid. Semua dia accumulate lipid. So when your lipid component is increase again, your foam cell is increasing again, dia akan banyak lagi, and banyak sampai sehingga totally block this. So it is very dangerous. I think it's very dangerous process. So you need to this one is the mechanism of the atherosclerosis, and then this is all the explanation. So normally, as we guys know that the main causes of atherosclerosis is due to the high level of the low density lipoprotein cholesterol lah, what we know as bad cholesterol. So I think in sem 1 you all know, like we have two type of cholesterol, LDL and HDL, and I think everyone know LDL is the bad cholesterol, low density lipoprotein, because this kind of cholesterol it cannot dissolve in water. That tak boleh dissolve in water. It only can low solubility in water but high solubility in lipid. So yeah, you need to so normally this kind of cholesterol, as you guys know, awak makan ayam goreng, semua yang goreng-goreng punya akan banyak lah high cholesterol level. So okay, so actually this is an explanation. Macrophage will phagocytes then become filled with the LDL, and then large number of foam cell lead to development of fatty sweat, thought to be the initiation of progression of atherosclerosis. So underlying smooth muscle fiber will migrate into the inner lining of artery and multiply them. Because for now all the muscle tissue is now is starting to starting to release karena dia nak form muscle tissue layer at here. Karena muscle tissue anggap dia sepatutnya dia perlu attach to the endothelial layer. Support dia. Kerana one of the function of smooth muscle tissue is to support the endothelium tissue layer. So memang dia kena kalau lipid terlalu banyak, the endothelial layer is already push up already. Smooth muscle tissue memang akan keluar dan attach to the endothelium layer. So ini kalau dia berlaku lagi, dia akan form the fatty sweat ya. Fatty sweat meaning the fatty acid or the lipid component is already accumulated at here. So and then not only that, this one will also cause more monocyte. See here, cause more monocyte. Okay, this one will also cause more monocyte. Lymphocyte will move into this region, resulting in inflammation. So as I mentioned before, because macrophage now is already detected as the lipid is the for end molecule pathogen. But and then when the macrophage cannot settle it, memang dia akan panggil lagi banyak macrophage and lagi banyak leukocyte to enter this region. Memang punya. Kerana dia tak boleh settle. So dia tak boleh settle, memang dia akan panggil kawan dia. So kawan dia actually pun tak boleh settle punya. Kerana dia memang bukan pathogen, dia lipid je. Tapi macrophage ni memang dia ada otak punya. Dia memang detect punya. Dia detect, oh ini bukan kawan saya. Memang saya akan nak matikan awak punya. Memang saya akan nak bunuh awak punya. So kalau saya bunuh, tak boleh bunuh, saya panggil kawan lah. Panggil kawan untuk bunuh kamu. Tapi kawan saya pun tak boleh bunuh punya. So dia akan, it is a recycle process lah. Recycle process until any macrophage become the foam cell and then until the leukocyte cannot enter it, dia akan memang macam ni lah. So it is actually very important process. So the build up of fatty substance, smooth muscle fiber, macrophage, other cell, include calcium, will form the blood. So at the long time process, the blood will be formed. And then when the blood is formed, all inside this not only normally is accumulated all the lipid, all the foam cells, and your all your foam cell and your lipid component. Okay. So as the blood increase in size, remodeling of the artery takes place so that time of the size of the movement of blood vessel is maintaining. Smooth muscle fiber form a protective fibrous cap which wall off the blood from the inner lining of the artery and the blood. Macrophage and the outer cell will eventually die within the blood, recruiting more macrophage to the area, to clean up the debris, Karena macrophage sekarang ni dia pun boleh mati. Kalau dia mati, memang dia akan panggil lagi banyak lagi. So, memanglah. Memang. So when the blood become thicker, it will narrow the lumen of the artery and even ruptured by thrombosis to form thrombus. And then thrombus is a clot that forms within a blood vessel or within the heart. So this is the overall process of atherosclerosis. Okay, so any question about this? Okay, no question. So I hope my explanation is understanding for you. Okay, next we